There once was a young and foolish dragon who came to ask a wise and cunning lion about acquiring his territory. Now, the lion, he wasn't interested, so he told the little dragon. But the dragon, he persisted.
Oh, goody. He started a war.
So the lion took the little dragon for a walk and put 5 bullets in his little dragon head.
It's warming up now, isn't it?
There's a message in there. Maybe you can explain it to me.
I want to start by having a little bit of fun. Since Mickey, you know, made a profit with marijuana, I want to know your first interactions with weed. What was your first interaction with it? Right off the bat.
With weed.
Yeah.
I think mine was probably late in high school. And I remember this. Remember the first time you ever smoke any THC? You don't get high.
You don't.
The first time, you don't get high. Oh, this is nothing. What's this? Well, later in life, the second time, it obviously go, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, a similar situation.
That was my first interaction.
I was probably about 15, and I remember having quite a, strong reaction to it, and never sort of, wasn't really something that agreed with me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Growing up in the UK, it was rare unless you went kind of looking for it.
It's true.
It was?
It was, yeah.
I think I must have been about like 19, living in Brick Lane, on a rooftop, sunset, the usual, and
Somebody
just, like,
pulled
one
out a
little-
funny one?
Just a little toke, like
Yeah.
a mini toke, and I was done. I was like,
Yeah.
no more. I was gonna be sick.
It's actually
Yeah.
lightweight.
So it did work on you the first
For
time?
me, yeah.
Oh.
Do you know, I've smoked so much marijuana, I can't remember my first interaction with marijuana. That's not true. I used to work for many years at an Italian restaurant called La Dolce Vita in Penrith in the Lake District, where I spent my teenage years. And there's a guy called Matteo ran the restaurant, and he was always bringing over people from his hometown, like basically like a work experience, English learning, probably cheap labor system that he had going. And all of those young Italians came over and liked a little smoke. So I think it was probably at the back of that restaurant, I started as the dishwasher and then became a waiter, but in my dishwashing years, there was a couple of reefers being passed around in my station, so.
Sweet.
I didn't smoke, obviously. I
Yeah.
just inhaled what they exhaled.
I get it.
I happened to be there.
Yeah. You have one?
I've never been very good at drugs. I'd like to be better, but my brother's the same. My mother terrified me about drugs, but we did bravely once buy what we thought was marijuana. What's the one, the resin? That's not marijuana, is it? Hash. At the Notting Hill Carnival.
Okay.
And we took it home and we smoked it very happily before we realised it was actually just a piece of linoleum. Wasn't bad though, we were quite high.
Eyes not so dry now, are they? Hurts, does it? You looking for your balls or a hole in the wall? Fuck! Where the fuck do you think you're going? Because you're not going out the way you came in, you deluded duck-eating cunt. Talking to me about the laws of the jungle. What was it? Something about being beneath me? Silver on back? There's only one rule in this fucking jungle. When the lion's hungry, he eats.
I love that these characters were so cool, man. They're poetic, a lot of stuff about it. What did you guys bring to them? They're rich, but what did you bring to them? I know you always bring stuff to your characters. What did you add to it?
What did I add to it? I mean, it was pretty, this one was pretty simple. This was not a role for me where I went and had to go do months and months of research. I know people like this in this position. I understood a guy who's just, the king of the jungle, king of the Serengeti, and just wants to fade into the sunset nicely and wants to retire. He's offering a fair price for my business. But as soon as that happens, the other lions that want to come in don't want to play fair. So here we go.
Yeah.
Got to get out of the chair. Got to quit laying out there and sunning myself and then get up and go and give a very big bite.
Yeah. I was reading in the notes that Guy came up with the idea for this movie over 10 years ago, and it's just coming out now. I'm curious, are there any ideas that you guys have in your head that you would love to bring to life in this new decade?
Yeah, there are.
He writes scripts.
I know.
Yeah, and there have been a couple, I mean, I won't go into details, but there are a couple, there's one script that I sold years ago that still haunts me that I would love to resurrect at some point and get made, about Vlad the Impaler. And then there are a couple of there's a story about my father that I've always wanted to tell, and another original story, but I just keep finding ideas that I think are more commercially viable, that I end up spending the little bit of time that I have in between acting gigs writing. But I turned 40 this year, and I was writing out. Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Right on. 1980, baby.
79, so last year, September, so
Right
just
on.
turned 40. Yeah.
You caught the end of the 70s. I just thought, you know, it was one of my resolutions going into this new phase of life that I was finally gonna get those stories out that I've been wanting to tell.